through everything. What can we do to, have things to get you out of the house, and working together as a couple and a family and doing things. Bowling wasn't one of them. But so I thought, well, everybody up here is Lutheran. Carl was raised Catholic. I was raised Church of Christ. And so they're making me get this network of people. I don't really know anybody. I'm going to have to go up to this church, put on makeup, and take a shower and meet somebody. And that's what I thought the day I was getting ready. Well, let's go get this done. Now I've got to go meet people. So I went up and I got it done, and I met people. And one of them was a babysitter, which was able to help me when I went into treatment because Carl works nights. And but I would dodge her if I was drinking wine and she came by for any reason. I was like short, to the point, gotta go. Phone's ringing, gotta go. And she is actually one of my best friends now. I just talk to her all the time. But I just happened to have a really good group of people at the church, and my pastor at my class that I took. So I was going to an adult learning religious class during all of this too. And they can't mandate you to go to church, and wasn't like, you have to go to church, this is what you're doing, but it was tossed up there, with a lot of other things that we could do. Date night, I think, was one of them. AA, of course, was a big one. So,
Is Tammy the one you went out during the winter storm that I baked cookies with?
No, Jennifer.
That was Jennifer.
She's all, come on over, it'll be fun. And I was like, well, I guess I'll come. I was like all mean about it. She's like, oh, okay. She really wanted me over there. It was fun. I went. And I had to make myself do things at first. I wasn't good at it. There's no beer. What are we going to do, And I canceled on a few things, and I didn't want to go. I would sit in my house, in my dark home, and I wouldn't leave. And they would make sure that I talked to somebody. If you don't hear from Julie, you need to call her, find out what's going on. Is there a problem? And even to this day, Jennifer will call, and she's like, I hadn't heard from you in 3 days. Is everything okay? And she jokes about it now.
How did you meet Jennifer?
From the church and the school.
She was from the church too. Okay.
What was it like for you to ask those people to be part of the
Oh, I hated every minute of it. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to. I just, everybody up there. Kind of my thought at first was, I'm not going to stay here forever. I've got to get out of here. I've got to cross that state line as soon as I get these people off of me, and I am out of here. I'm just playing to get along, get this done. So I kind of thought, I'll probably never see these people again. Let them talk about me. I don't care. I'm shameless at this point. I just need these people to get everybody else off my back, get these state people off of me. So, and I just was so embarrassed to tell the people up there. And then they would add somebody else onto my list from the church, and I'm like, I don't want to tell them. Enough people know what's going on. We would have a meeting. Didn't we go up there and have a meeting, I think? Yeah. Yep. And we all sat around a table together for the support network. They made a coloring book of my life, I think, at one point. It was just something. I was like, these people have something planned for me. I just don't know what's going to be next. It was just overwhelming. Y'all are overwhelming. Carl said on the way over, whenever y'all were coming over, he was like, you should get a t-shirt that says, I survived Carver County. I was talking to Scott, my anger management teacher, and he was like, a lot of people kind of want to leave Carver County when they get done with everything. And I'm like, I wanted to stay, and I couldn't find a property that I could afford that was right there, but I got as close as I could. I would wear a Carver County t-shirt. I absolutely would. I've got nothing but good things to say about it. I really do. And I'm lucky. I think if I was in a different state, maybe Texas or another state, I wouldn't have received the help at the time that I needed it. And I don't know where I would be right now. I know I probably wouldn't have my kids. I had already had my other daughter living with her father. And I probably wouldn't have these two right now, or who knows what would have happened. I don't know. If I was to the point of having, and I had people around me that would just narc me off, and my fiance being one of them. If you can get an insider, a family member especially, somebody that's on the inside that get your foot in the door, then you kind of,
But it didn't sound like Carl always knocked you off, because you talked about times when you were drinking that he had to be aware of it. and go along with it somewhere.
Most of the time, he knocked me off. Really, every opportunity I think that he got, he did, and I would beg him not to, and he would actually sneak off and go call her from the car. There was probably times that he didn't, for whatever reason. Maybe I was able to talk my way past him or try to be nice to get by, but he was just done. He was done. You have to put the kids first. And anybody that's responsible, Carl quit drinking years ago. And he actually started going to AA when we were back in Texas, and I wouldn't go. He didn't go for himself. He went because of me, and I still wouldn't go. We lived at my grandmother's. But he was done. He was like, the babies have to come first. You're an adult. You can take care of yourself. They can't, you know. So he had had it too. That's what I'm saying. If you can find a family member or a friend that's actually worried and heartfelt about it, that's going to work with you, that's really important, because then you've got an insider that's in. It's got their foot in the door already.
So what was it like to find out that these short-termers, these networkers,
Uh-huh.
are really long-termers with you? What's that like?
Well, it's good. I mean, it's neat. It's really neat too, because we have a history. We've got that history together. They know all of my issues. They know me for what I am. They helped me at a really bad time in my life, and now instead of being embarrassed, I consider it like a history of they were really there for me. And they still are my friends, even so they knew that I was just lost and, you know, really in bad shape, and they didn't treat me like I was afraid that they would. And I'm sure in some places that it's not going to be that way. You're going to be judged harshly, and there's going to be people that frown on you and that do you look down. And there are people that do, and I'm sure that they don't all say it to my face, and I'm sure that I'm aware that it's out there. But the people that I kept closest to me are the ones that are still around now. And the ones that didn't come through, well, it's evident they're not around now, and they're acquaintances but not friends.